don't know if it was you or me. I remember Mom told me that we would walk in like a Safeway or something, and one of us would just squeeze her butt just randomly, just in front of. We're in the checkout lane, and like there's a guy behind us, and they just see a little hand go up and squeeze Mom's butt.
Okay, 2 things. One, for my sake, I'm gonna say it was both of us. Hello, mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Oh.
Bebo.
I think that's good.
Bebo.
Bebo, Bebo.
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 I have to get the same.
You just gotta
mic
get it.
thing.
It doesn't matter how big or small it is, as long as ours are the same.
Bebo.
Where are you gonna hold it?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I put it. That's the
this?
comedian's way, not the punk rocker's way.
I get a mic stand.
Yeah. Do like that would be cool. Should we start?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Bubble boy.
Bubble boy. I do it.
Okay.
I do like I'm. If people who are audio only listeners, they're gonna go, who's who?
You think so?
No.
Oh, okay.
They're gonna know because they're gonna go, wow, one of them's talking quite a bit. The other one's not so much.
I'm gonna try my best.
You're gonna
Get some talking in.
get some stories in.
Yes.
This is Forrest.
Hi,
Last name,
Keller.
same as mine.
Littlest brother.
This is my husband.
No, littlest brother. Youngest brother.
Yeah, he's my little big brother. I'm the big little brother.
Yep.
Trying to remember what our Xbox gamer tags are. Yeah, if you guys ever want to meet us on Xbox Live, Lil Big Bruv and Big Lil Bruv.
Yes, best friends on there.
Best friends. What do we got here? It's ended the last episode. You know, adamant listener. Ended the last episode talking about Fallout New Vegas.
Yes.
Started this episode drinking a beautiful Nuka Cola Quantum.
I'm very excited.
Mr. Uncle Forrest bought some Nuka Cola Quantums via Jones Co.
The ad was a little
Deceptive?
deceptive, yeah. It was $30 for 2 of these, and I thought it was going to be 2 4-packs, but it was actually just 2 whole bottles for $30. So
Yeah, these are $15 sodas, so most expensive ones we've ever had. I think these are twist tops.
it does say twist offs on it.
Okay, are you strong enough?
Let's see. Did you even really try?
No, you're just
did a little bit of pressure there. That's all it needs.
just a little bit of pressure. All right, now do mine.
Okay.
Gotta get it.
Now what are the end of your TikToks? That's the new sound.
That's the new little hiss.
Yes.
What are you thinking? Are you thinking blue raspberry? You thinking like a blue coconut?
I think it's a blue lemonade.
Think it's a blue lemonade? Oh, you mean on the front where it says berry lemonade
I
soda?
think so. I would just guess.
If we had the venture. All right, get in there. Nuka Cola Quantum.
I like it.
Wow, I'm wound up.
It's a blue Polar Pop. Melted
It is a blue Polar Pop.
for $15.
You have to put the microphone anywhere near your face. when you're talking.
Sorry. Blue Polar Pop. $15.
That's pretty good. Nuka Cola Quantum, $15. In the game Quartz gives you low light vision. What does Quantum do?
I think it's just more health, but more red. It's like 50.
Is that what it is?
Because I think regular Nuka Cola does
It's just
10
health. Yeah.
with 1 rads, and I think Quantum does 50 health and
20 rads.
Yeah, and then
Quartz does low light vision. Isn't
there's Victory? There's Victory,
There's Victory.
which is I think you get like 3 different buffs just from one.
I think that one
victory.
gives you like more agility or ability points, more AP.
Oh yes, it does.
Well, I'm very excited for this podcast specifically, not only because you're my brother. Well, because you're my brother, this will be the most niche and specific one yet. It's just things that we like. That's going to be most of the conversation. Fun fact about this episode. When's this episode coming out?
It's coming out on my birthday.
My little birthday.
Ooh.
How old are you going to be?
I'm going to be 31.
Wow.
And I feel it in my body every single day.
You're blowing it?
Yes. I got hit in hockey on Thursday. It is now Saturday. And I pulled something in my neck, and usually it takes a day to go away, and it hurts so bad.
Did you take it easy on your show last night?
No, I did not take it easy. I still went as hard as I possibly could.
Give the fans a show.
Yes.
And then how are you feeling after that?
That part of my body, which is normally in significant pain, is doing just fine. So
all right.
It's just getting worse here, but everywhere else is okay.
Okay. Last night was your last night in the band Long Last.
That's it. Yep.
Should I still tell people, do you still get money if it is successful with current streams?
Yes and no. Most of it goes into the band bank account. However, there is the royalties that I get every quarter, and it's about $6.
Right.
So I get $6 every 4 months.
Will you continue to get $6?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Listen to Long Last.
I still have writing credits for the next couple songs coming out. So
listen to Long Last. New single
out yesterday,
May 5th.
It's already doing way better than anything else we've released, which is kind of suspicious.
Do you think a bandmate, like you can buy followers on Instagram? Do you think someone bought listens on Spotify?
I kind of think, because I checked this morning and it was at like 117, and then it's been, I don't know, 6-8 hours now, and it's still at 117. So it could be like it needs some time to update, but it's usually like live.
Oh,
updates.
it got to 117,000 and then hit a plateau.
Yeah, there's just been plateauing for the rest of the day. But maybe it's just
it could just
update some more.
Yeah.
But hopefully they're all legit. That'd be awesome.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Make $45.
Yeah.
All right. You had your last show last night, and I texted you and said, how'd it go?
Yeah.
I think you said something along the lines of middling.
Yeah, it wasn't very good.
Was it? I didn't want to ask you about it because we got to save it all for the pod. Was it just like not a lot of people were there?
No,
there
was a lot of people, especially for our set, and unfortunately for the other bands, what always happens right after our set.
They all take off.
There was like a good 2/3 or a half of the venue just dipped, which makes me feel good. But no, I got a new tuner for my guitar, and I think I plugged it in wrong, because anytime I tried to tune, it would hum or make a really loud buzzing sound, and so I would have to turn down the volume to then tune with my tuner that's on my guitar, and having to do that, I always forgot to then turn my volume back up.
Gotcha.
And I'm the one that starts
the songs.
5 out of the 7 songs. So every song, I would miss the first bar, and then I would turn it on and try to save it. And then by like the 3rd or 4th time, I missed it, and then I just heard Gabe go, God damn. I really butchered it.
Wow, on the last show.
You would think I would, like, after the second time, I would remember to, but no, every time, because I'm not used to having to do that, so I just assumed it would always go back. But besides that, I think we all played pretty good. Everybody that talked to me said that was our best show.
Wow.
That we've done.
You're going out on a high.
Yeah, but then then I had a very uncomfortable social experience immediately afterwards, so then it ruined my whole night.
Okay.
I didn't sleep at all last night, and I've been talking about it all day.
Do you want to say?
Sure. My hockey team comes to every single show.
Is this your new team or your team you've been with for
Team I've been with for a while.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've known them 3, 4, I don't know how many years. So long. And then immediately after the show, we're ripping all of our gear off the stage, and we run out to my van to put it all in there, and they're just waiting out there. And then I'm like, oh, hey, guys, thanks for coming. And they said we did super good. And then out of the corner of my eye, I see Mom walking up. And then I finish my story with them, and I turn to Mom, and I go, hi, Mom. And then everyone's like, oh, this is your mom? I love your mom. I love you, and I love your mom.
I love your mom.
Yeah, so, and then... So I never do this, but I'm like, I should introduce them. I should be polite.
Trying to get a new dad.
Yeah, I should go tell them all who they are to my mom. And then as soon as I turned and looked at them to tell them their names, I'm like, Mom, I'm like, oh, who's this? Who's this? That's Sean. That's Sean. Okay. Oh my God, what's her name? It's Courtney. Okay, got it, Courtney. And then it gets to Brett, and I cannot remember his name at all. And I'm like, this is please. And then
did you say please,
yeah,
please,
and
please?
then Brett's like, no, I'm not gonna say it. You have to figure it out. And I'm finally like, oh, it's Brett. This is Brett. And then there's one more guy. I'm like, oh my God, what's your name? I play with you all the time. What is your name? And I'm like, oh, it's Johnny. And then immediately afterwards, my head just sunk, and I could see how disappointed those two guys were, because I'm like, I've known them. They came to my wedding.
Those were the Cowboys.
They're the Cowboys at my wedding, and I couldn't. It just spaced me, and
can't stop thinking about it.
I'm just like, I need to send them another. I apologized like 4 times, maybe even more, and then this morning I'm like, should I send another apology? I feel so bad, and that's like, the more you say you're sorry, the weirder it's gonna be.
100%.
So,
it could just be like, hey, it was like, adrenaline after the show. I'm busy.
That's what
things happen. But then if you're like, guys, you know what? I just want to say I'm sorry. I love you guys so much. I appreciate you. After everything we've been through,
Yeah.
like, you're making it more worse that you forgot their names than if it was just like, I can't believe that happened. That's crazy.
So I talked to 4 people in my life.
You don't need to remember many names.
2 of them I forgot their names.
I know you said please out loud.
Because I'm like, don't make me look stupid in front of my mom. And I wonder how Mom feels. I'm like, wonder if she's just so embarrassed.
Are you going to apologize to Mom?
No.
Never. Please. You didn't sleep about it?
No. All night I was like, well, it's okay, because then we hung out all the time after the show. I'm like, well, maybe they're trying to make up for me screwing that up. Maybe they don't really like me. And then I was just like,
did you try and joke about it? Were you like, hey guys, you have a great night?
Jonathan? No, I should.
Oh, you should.
I just immediately afterwards, anytime they talk to me or I talk to them, I started with their names. I'm like, Brett, blah, blah, blah. Johnny.
Which you've never done before.
I've never referred to anyone ever.
You start using their first and last name. That's brutal. Whoa.
Yeah.
I can't believe you dropped the ball like that socially. And now everyone's gonna know. The thing is, everyone who's gonna know listening is Mom, who already knows. Who else? Beth, who already knows.
It's just so hard talking to people.
It's tough.
I've been noticing me getting worse and worse and worse as I get older. Like hanging out with Beth's family or something, I will try to think of anything to say, and then for some reason I just can't think of a single thing. And then as soon as I leave, it's just like, oh, I could talk about this and this.
I have so many things
but
in my
life.
life.
So much anxiety, like pressure or something. I'm just like,
well, I'm glad you're doing a podcast. This will be good.
Yes.
Do you just sit there and say nothing, or do you go like, so 9/11 was nuts?
No, I most of the time I sit there say nothing.
Okay.
But I've been trying to get better of at least saying something. If they have telling a story, then I have a follow-up question.
There you go.
I have to start with the follow-up question and move on from there. So,
what I like to do, I'm sure as you know, being my brother, is you tell a story, and then I go, I have such a better story than the dog shit you just told me. I have such a cool story to tell you. So do that.
yes.
That's gotten me this far.
I love that. That helps me out so much. Everyone I seem to be around, they talk more than anyone I know. So I just talk less and less because they just talk more and more. So
Me and Beth are just beating you down verbally. That makes me feel bad.
No.
That's the worst thing you could have said. I filled the space. Sometimes we'll be driving in the van together, and I'm like, God, I've been talking so much. I got to shut up and let Forrest get a word in edgewise. I should start talking again. Oh, dear God in heaven. I've known you my entire life. We have nothing to talk about.
I genuinely don't like talking. It's just fun for me. It's just.
But now you're in it for the publicity.
Exactly. I'm out of the band, so I have to do something.
You need something to post.
I've been writing not jokes, but like now I used to not, like if I thought of something funny, I'm like, oh, that was funny. But now I'm like, what if I did do stand-up? Just in case I do stand-up in like 15 years, I already have some jokes half written.
Come do stand-up with me. It'd be me and you punking all these losers, and by that I mean it's me and you standing uncomfortably in a corner only talking to me and you. Like at every family gathering we've ever had.
Yes.
Every time there's like a Keller party, me and Forrest stand in the corner, don't talk to anyone, only talk to ourselves, and then leave at the earliest appropriate time frame. It's like, okay, the party's going for 4 hours. We've been here for an hour and a half. That's just I think that's an appropriate amount of time. Like we figure out exactly when we can leave.
Yes. Our parents hated it, but we loved it.
Get out of there as soon as it is not weird to leave. Like 45 minutes is too short. 2 hours is too long. There's a sweet spot. And yeah, but we talked about this yesterday, but then our family, our aunts and uncles and cousins are like, wow, Forrest and Russell are the life of the party. We're like, either we are so much more fun than I ever thought we were, or they are so boring and lame that then when we're like, hey, how are you? They're like, wow.
That's great. That's great.
You said
young people are talking to me.
You said we must do the George Costanza thing where you say one joke, leave on a high note.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. That's been my time. And then leave and they're like, wow, incredible. No, that would be, I think like, I think I'm such a charming, charismatic person, and anytime I have like a show up in Denver where I don't know anybody, I do stand on the corner and play games on my phone. I don't go up to single person like, "Hey, I don't think we've met. My name is Russell. How are you?" You know, actually, which would not be weird at all. Just be like, "We've never met. Actually, I've seen some of your stuff on Instagram. You're very funny, and I've been meaning to like say hello and reach out." That's a normal thing that someone would probably even go like, oh, that's really nice that he like knew of me. Never.
No.
No, I will stand in the corner awkwardly until someone comes up to me. But I mean, the same thing you said with Beth's family. I do that with, it's just comedians though, but for some reason, if it's like someone I'm a fan of, they'll be talking to me and I'll go like, huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Giving nothing back.
Like, and then as soon as I get in the car, I'm like, stupid. You could have said so many things.
Yeah, I got to go to a co-worker's wedding of Beth's, and she's like, I really need to put you to get your A game on. I'm like, I will do my best. And getting the pressure of having to put on my A game, I think I did worse. Well, actually, she told me I did do worse than I've ever done before.
She did tell me about it. At one time, she was giving me a haircut. You were around, and she was like, I love your brother so much. I have no one to vent to about this. Forrest blew it at a wedding harder than I've ever seen in my life. Apparently, you did a really bad job.
It's the bigger the crowd, the worse I do. Like, when I go to my hockey games, if there's one person in the locker room, I will have a conversation with you. I'll go, oh, hey, I like your shoes, blah, blah, blah. As soon as another person comes in, I'm done. It's some weird thing where I'm like, I want to talk to this person, but I don't want to exclude this person, but I don't really want to talk to this person.
So what if I just don't say anything at all?
Exactly. So I'm like, I don't want to make people uncomfortable, which then I just make people uncomfortable.
100%. Yeah. That's the when I talk about doubling down, when I'm like, I made someone mad. I deeply don't want to make them upset and frustrated. So the way to fix it is to instead of just apologizing, if I get you on my team, then you won't be mad at me anymore. If you think it's funny, then you can't be mad. So then I'm like, I'm actually glad he died. Actually, now that I think about it. It's like, I don't want you to be mad at me, but then I make it worse by trying to save it. When you should just apologize. Yeah, you're like, I don't want this to be awkward. What if I stood in a corner and stared forward? You go full mannequin.
That
you only move if if someone's not looking directly at you. That sucks.
Yeah. There was one time I went to the Urban Egg with Beth, and there is some sweet-looking guy.
Just a cool dude?
Just a cool dude. I'm like, oh, he's eating dinner by himself on the bar, or breakfast by himself on the bar. I'm like, I should be a sweetheart and buy his meal for him. I don't know why. I'm like, I just want to be a nice guy, get him this meal. But then I'm like, that's going to be an embarrassing conversation to have with Beth, so I'm not going to do it.
Hey, wife, you see that sweet-looking dude?
I want to go buy his meal for him, but I'm like,
I feel so bad for him. Did you feel bad for him because he was alone, or he's just so cool that someone's got to buy him dinner?
I don't know, because for some reason when I see someone eating alone, I'm like, they could be going through something. They could just be getting breakfast. But I'm like, he could be getting, like, he's having a hard day or something. It's like, I just need something new in my life. I'm going to go to the Urban Egg. I'm like,
my wife left. She took everything. I'm at the Urban Egg.
I need a rice and pine martini at 9 a.m. So I'm like, I just want to do something nice, but I'm like, I can't bear to have that conversation with Beth.
Well, then what if that guy, like, the waiter's going to think, like, that guy over there paid for a meal, and then he's going to go, okay.
What the hell was that?
Or he's going to come over and, I don't know, kiss you on the lips. It's a very romantic gesture. That's wild.
Yeah.
I've thought, like, so, like, I've had thought, not with, like, that's a rad guy, but, like, someone should go over and talk to that guy. They look sad.
Yeah.
That person, whatever.
Beauty.
Pretty good one.
That's a beauty.
Real quick, is yours just leaking into your pocket?
No, I got it tucked in.
Oh, okay. You got it tucked. So I'll see someone and go like, man, I wish that lonely person who's over there, someone should go talk to them. That would be a nice thing to do. But I've been on the inverse of that. Which maybe I've told you before, but like when I was going to UCCS, it was like freshman orientation, and I was sitting like in like the hall where they're orienting all the freshmen, sitting completely alone by myself. Like I got there early, so it's me and like 6 other kids who are all spaced out, evenly distributed. Sure. Thank God. And then, some chick came in and sat down right next to me, and it wasn't like right next, and I did not get any kind of like, oh, she might be into me. She's flirting with me. Because she sat down and went, oh, my God, you're sitting all by yourself. I feel so bad for you. Well, hi, my name's Jessica or whatever. And then the rest of, like, freshman orientation, she was following me around and, like, talking to me and, like, making sure, like, she'd be talking to some people and I'd be over here. And then she'd be like, oh, my God, Russell, guys, this is Russell. Russell, get over here. Russell. And I'm trying to get away. And, again, I was not getting, like, flirty vibes at all. I was getting fully, oh, this is a school shooter. She's being nice to me, so that when I start picking people off, I come for her last. I was doing anything to get away from her, and she's like, oh my God, guys, Russell, you guys have not met Russell yet. Russell! And this is, I'm whenever freshman in colleges, I'm not like the butterfly I've blossomed into. I'm not like chopping it up and like, all right, gotta turn it on to 11. I'm still like, yeah, that's crazy. So I've been on the inverse of that of like, I would rather anything in the world right now than you think I'm the sad, lonely person. Also, there was other lonely people in there. I guess I just must have had the most solemn face.
I used to do something similar at my last year at CSCS. For some reason, for like the last semester, there was like 5 kids where I'm like, I thought they were the nerd kids. So for some reason, I'm like, I have to be nice to these guys. So like just the last semester, I've never really talked or hung out with them, but I'm just like, I'm going to come up to your locker every day just to see how you do and what you're up to. And I'm like, and then looking back, I'm like, why the hell was I doing that? I'm sure they're also like, why all of a sudden is Forrest just coming over?
People you've known since like 2nd grade, you've never talked to. Now you're like, hey, sport, how are things?
I'm like, what was that? I just
was it a school shooter? I got to be nice to these kids, or you're like, you know what? Someone's got to be looking out for these.
It was that one. I'm like, but yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah. I don't know why.
You make a lot of cool decisions.
Yes. Every social interaction I have, it's just the most uncomfortable thing.
I think you're getting better.
I don't know. I think I was getting better, and then I plateaued for a while.
It's because you keep taking jobs, I feel like, where you are socially isolated. It doesn't help when you don't have to talk to anyone 24 hours a day.
Sure.
You walk in, if Uncle Neil's there, you go like, hey, and he goes, hey, and then you do woodworking and carpentry for a couple hours. And then when you install blinds, you go pick up the blinds, go to the customer's house, actively try not to talk to them.
It was like, can I stand and watch? And, no, you can't stand and watch.
You're insane.
Go back and read. Get out of here.
I feel so like when the like water mitigation people are at our house with the pipes and all that stuff. I would go downstairs. If I knew they were going to be there for like an hour or something, I would say, all right, hey, you got everything you need? Cool. Do you need anything from me? No.
Right.
Can I get you a glass of water? No. All right. I'm going to be downstairs in like my office.
Yes.
Come get me if you need anything. Great. But there were some guys where I'm like, they all show them and they're like, yeah, this is going to be like a 5-minute thing. Cool. So I show them down where we're going. And then I'm like, okay, this is my 5-minute thing. So I'm just kind of like standing there. Just wait. Because I'm like, he's going to wrap up any second now.
Sure.
But then it goes longer. And what I could just go is like, hey, if you don't need anything from me, I'm just going to be in my office. But again, I just kind of stand there and in my head go like, man, I'm just watching this guy like a hawk. God, I bet I'm making him so uncomfortable right now. I should say something.
You are.
I really got to say something. Should I play music? It's more awkward if there's should I just put on white noise machine? That's the worst. Lydia loves to go to like the mountain towns and go to like the antique shops that they have. And ooh, here's a dress a woman died in, or
Sure.
whatever. And they're all, it's in rifle or Victor or gypsum or whatever. And it's these old buildings built in, the 1820s. It's the creakiest, oldest floorboards you ever heard in your life. It's one woman at the counter, one old lady. Me and Lydia walk in, probably the only people who have been in her store because there's 700 people in this town. Probably the only customers she's had in months because people only come for the Tulip Festival. They get 95% of their business for the year over one long weekend in May or whatever. And then we walk in, and it's dead silent. She's just watching us look through her wares and going like, oh, my God, it's so expensive. $85 for this. What the hell? But you can't talk because she's lit. She can just hear you go, that's crazy. That's so ugly. This is dog shit. So you have to whisper. And then you just creak around and then leave without buying anything.
they're banking so much on. They need that.
They need
$45 so bad.
Actually, there's times where I'm like, I should buy like a postcard.
Yeah.
For
their
Rifle,
troubles.
Colorado. For their troubles. Here's $3.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw this in the trash as soon as I walk out. But it's just so quiet. I'm like, play some jazz, something. Just like fill the air of the room. I hate it. There's sometimes me and Lydia are fighting if we're having an argument, and it'll be quiet, and I will be like, if I went for my phone and played Spotify, would she be mad at me? just to kind of fill
something.
the space. Be like after we fought. So like, I love you too. Okay, all right. How long is too long till I can watch TikTok before it's like before it's me watching Fortnite memes of some kid hitting the Gwitty.
Yeah, I went to me and Violet went to the mall when we did babysitting.
Violet loves the mall now. Not to interrupt you. She 2 or 3 nights ago, she was like, "What are we doing today?" And we're like, "Oh, we're going to DD and Papa's house or whatever." And she's like, "I want to go to the mall."
Oh,
like,
no,
we're not going to the mall. And she like full on the ground throwing, crying fit because she's like, "I want to go to the mall."
I'm sorry.
Like, no, not your problem at all. I don't know why the mall has enraptured her. It's dying. Like all the stores are closed. She loves the mall.
Yeah,
so
she does.
take her to the mall more.
Oh yeah, so we went to get to the mall. She just loves any fountain. Cause as soon as she's like, "Can we go to the
you
mall?"
took her to the Citadel?
Well, yeah, and I forgot there's one at the Chapel Hills, but we went to the Chapel Hills one. They're like, "Where's the fountain?" As soon as you walk in, "Where's the fountain?" I'm like, "Does Chapel Hills have a fountain?" And I'm like,
It may not be on anymore.
Exactly, but it was on. We
Okay.
found it, but yeah. Then we got some lunch, and on the tables in the food court, there's a advertisement for a shop that's in there, and it had like fun socks and mugs and blankets or something like that. I'm like, "Oh,
This is on the advertisement?
Yes." I'm like, "Oh, that could
I
be
can't
something.
believe malls are dying. That's crazy.
That's something we could go look at." She's like, "I don't know if we should." And then after like a couple of minutes, she's like, "Okay, let's go." And so we got ice cream, and we were both had a cup of ice cream, and we were walking around. We went to the store, and of course, what you just said, there's music on, but it's super quiet. And then the owner is just pacing around the shop. And so me and Violet...
Violet's brown, so we probably
Yeah.
thought she was trying to steal something.
We were walking around the shop, and then she's like, "If there's anything you need, let me know." I said, "Okay." And then she got behind the counter, and then Violet was walking in front of me, doing a loop of the store, just looking at it and going, "No, no, no."
Out loud?
No, yeah, out loud, until we got to the end. She's like, "All right, I'm done." So I'm like, "Oh, Violet." You just broke that lady's heart.
We were somewhere recently. We were in some store, and she was like, "That's ugly.
Yeah.
I don't like that. That sucks." I'm like, I mean, she's not wrong. This is atrocious. Yeah, she's brutal.
Yeah.
She's the meanest.
But we have a great time at the mall.
I'm so nervous that she's gonna do the thing to me that I don't know if you ever did this, but I remember distinctly one time with Dad. One time with Mom, there's a really tall man. And I just went, "Wow, he's taller than you." She's like, "Yeah, he is. He's tall." And I'm like, "How tall do you think he is?" And she's like, I don't know, sweetheart." I'm like, "Wow, can you ask him?" And he's standing literally right next to him. I'm like, "Ask him how tall he is. He's a giant. He's a freak." But I remember there was one time specifically, we were at a store, and there's a guy with one leg. And I was like, "Dad, that guy's got one leg." And Dad's like, "Uh-huh." I'm like, "Dad, that guy's got one leg." "Okay." "No, look at him. Look at him.
Look
He's
at this
got one
freak."
leg. Look at this freak with one leg. And so Dad, I guess, thought the best move was not to acknowledge it, but was to take off.
Leaving you to your...
Because he's like, I can't have people knowing that he's with me. But then I just started yelling louder. I'm like, "Dad, look, he's got, what the hell? How does he only have one leg?" Yeah, so I just started screaming across the store at this guy only having one leg. Did you ever pull that?
I don't know if it was you or me. I remember Mom told me that we would walk in the in like a Safeway or something, and one of us would just squeeze her butt just randomly, just in front of. We're in the checkout lane, and like there's a guy behind us, and they just see a little hand go up and squeeze mom's butt.
Okay, two things. One, for my sake, I'm gonna say it was both of us. Because I definitely remember doing that. I think it was both of us.
It's just a fun thing. It's right there.
It's just right there. It's fun. Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks.
She just smacks the shit out of your hand. Get the hell off of me. You're like, Mom, no.
I think yeah, part of it was she was like, it makes it worse if I do anything about it. So it kind of just happened for a little while.
You go, okay, that's enough, sweetie.
Yeah, what was that all about? That sucks so bad.
I could not be a parent. That's not for me.
No. If Vi ever starts going for my haunches, I'll know it's like a nature versus nurture kind of thing. That's, yeah. Butts are fun.
They are.
Your own mom's butt can be fun too. Why not?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a little boy. There's nothing sexual about it. It's just a fun sensation.
It's just yeah.
We used to always, our with mom's arms.
Yeah.
It was just
arm.
It's just a cool sensation. Just a
putty
cool kind of, yeah. So her mom would just be like driving the car, and we would reach over and just kind of
a putty full of hands.
Just kind of flab around, and they're just kind of flabbing around. And what is a butt if not the flab of a leg?
Uh-huh. I do that to Beth, and she's like, "So I'm fat." So I'm fat. I'm like, "Oh, Mom, I'm so sorry."
No, it's just your arm putty.
Yeah, it's come on.
No, you're not fat. You just have so much loose skin. God,
so good.
Those were the days. Sometimes I tell Lydia, I said, "Baby, tonight's the night. I want you to go. I want you to take an icy cold shower.
Oh, yeah.
I want you to sit next to me in bed while I play video games.
Lift your leg up a little bit, and then you can get the upper thigh.
It's just so cold and flabby.
It's just too good.
It's just the sensation sweeping the nation. Cold flab.
Yeah. It's not a fat thing, I swear.
No.
Come on.
No. Mom was notoriously skinny.
Uh-huh.
Beth is skinny.
Very skinny.
She's not doing well.
No.
Not long for this world.
No.
Beth's on next.
A sickly skinny.
Yeah, in fact, doctors would say concerning. No, so it's just fun. How do we pivot off of
sick wife
touching my mom's buttocks so much?
So for soda,
oh yeah,
I used to be a Coke guy, 100% Coke all the time. Now I have pivoted onto mug root beer. That's my number one now.
Huh. Your number one.
Number one.
Is it the burn from Coke? You're in your old age. You can't handle it anymore.
I don't know. I was grown up in a family that Coke and Dr. Pepper was number one. Mm-hmm. And so I just lived my whole life thinking I have to like Coke and Dr. Pepper number one.
Oh, you're doing it to make Dad proud?
Right, finally, I'm just like in the past year, I'm like, mug's the way to go. I can have it whenever I want. There's no caffeine.
Yeah.
It burns so good. And it tastes great. It's the best root beer out there. Plus, have you seen the mug marketing campaign? Like their Instagram?
Mug root beer, of course.
You just put a hot dog in a can of mug, and that's their advertisement.
Yeah, it's a lot of it's a man with like a bulldog mascot mask on doing stuff.
Just
stuff.
Anything.
Yeah, putting a hot dog
and
in
that's
root
their
beer, and then it
marketing
says
campaign.
Mug root beer, and this is a
It's
multi-million-dollar
so
company. It is funny to see like companies when they just give some Gen Zer, and there's like, you're the social media person now, and they go, I don't know, mug root beer. There's you ever followed the it's the Paralympics TikTok account?
No.
the official Paralympics TikTok account is like mean to the athletes.
Oh, really?
It's like doing like it's doing like that to like them playing like wheelchair basketball. It's like bullying them. It's really
I have
funny.
to follow that.
It's pretty good. All in good fun, of course.
Yes.
But yeah, there's some pretty good stuff. Way after the fact now. I had one little TikTok do well. And some company. Oh, my phone's plugged in out there. Some company like.
Who Hot? Was it Who Hot?
I did have. There's a TikTok.
Oh, is that someone else?
Me and George Delgado talking about Who Hot. Commented on it. No, the one with Eland where he's talking about doing edibles. Some company, and I'm gonna get it wrong, but I'm gonna say it's like Red Bull. Like Red Bull just commented on it when like, remember to drink water, folks.
Whoa.
Which is not that funny.
They thought they were gonna. Also, it was gonna blow up.
There's already 6,000 comments on it, and now they're trying to get it. Like they definitely blew it up. You miss 100%. Also, that guy, whatever social media Red Bull guy, it's not Red Bull, but it's something like that. It just go every time they swipe, comment.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing about. They just have to come up with anything at all. That's their entire job is to comment on TikToks. I had one TikTok do well. Now the feds are taking it away from me.
I've been there, brother. I've been there.
Have you?
I had one TikTok blow up.
I thought you meant the feds taking something away from you.
I had a couple blow up, but then, yeah, it's a fickle one.
That's what I like about us is that you're a music man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a comedy man.
Mm-hmm.
Both performers.
And I like what we both had one apiece. One TikTok that's done middling well. Still did not break a million.
No.
I think on either of them. Did middling well. We're both in a kind of one of the better performers in Colorado Springs, and that's probably where it's gonna end. It's in the same boat either way, and that makes me feel good. It's not like, wow, one of those brothers got really successful. And it's like, no, we're both just kind of here for a while. So that's nice. That makes me feel good.
Yes. I would love it if something happened for you.
Man, if one of us became successful, that would be dynamite. Both of us have been trying to ride the other person's coattails for who knows how long.
It's our downfall. We always have that to look for, and then it never came. So what was the point? We could have just pushed a little harder ourselves.
We both
maybe
believed in each other, but what if I just believed in myself?
Yeah.
That is crazy. You liked Coke to make Dad proud.
Oh,
That's so funny. I was raised in a household where these were just the rules, you know. If you didn't, Pa was gonna crack the whip on you.
I was not allowed to want free health care, and I have to love Coca-Cola. I dare not ever say
healthcare, but Coca-Cola, sure, that's fine. Yeah, Dad had a Dr. Pepper collection of cool stuff. Different bottles, different cans, memorabilia. I don't know if I hope he still has it.
In the basement?
Yeah. I think he has some things, but I
some.
think he got rid of some of it.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I got to get that from him. Also, I realized too late into doing this because like every time we drink a bottle, I'll like keep it and I have like a collection of bottles.
Sure.
And it did hit me. I'm like, I'm just doing what Dad does. No. Oh, like so, like I'm also just trying to make him proud of me. I guess he's never gonna listen to this. Whenever I talk about Dad, it sounds like he's very absent from our lives, but he's very much around.
I see him, more than you. I see him more than you.
He's just never gonna be proud of me. Yeah. So I'm thinking you're nuts, but also I'm doing the same thing, so that's cool too.
That's okay.
I've just diversified outside of Dr. Pepper. People are like, Russell, why don't you drink? Why don't you do drugs? I'm like, no. I've really broadened my horizons. I'm really progressive when it comes to soda. Dad would never be caught drinking a berry lemonade.
No.
Well, now he would.
He's grown.
Now that he's got Mike's Hards to take care of him.
So what's your favorite now then?
Still Dr. Pepper.
Still DP?
Still DP.
Have you had a favorite one of your show's beverages?
Ooh. Now we're talking soda. Bubble Up. My favorite lemon lime. It was very good. See, what have we done? Mr. Cucumber, the first one, a classic.
Obviously.
That one's really good.
Mm-hmm.
A Moxie Cola.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple that I really like that I haven't had on the show yet. There's a sarsaparilla that I really enjoy. I know you asked me. I feel like I can see you tuning out as I'm talking. I feel like I'm watching you stop.
Yeah, yeah, I've had these. I'm sure they're good.
Really disappointing. Spiffy Cola.
Mm-hmm.
Spiffy Cola's got a fun logo. It's got a cute little boy.
Mm-hmm.
That sucked. It's got a nice little 1940s, 50s little cartoon boy on it. It just tastes like sugar water.
That's a bummer.
Yeah.
So what's the percentage you think of people who've liked your drinks and who haven't?
Let's see. This will be episode 19. Do you like yours?
Yes.
4
good.
people.
Okay.
I think 4 people have liked their sodas. I did have you probably watched it, but there was a celery soda.
Mm-hmm. That sounded like it was going to be terrible.
Celery soda's pretty good. Celery? Pretty good stuff.
Okay.
Roger, who I did that episode with, just texted me a picture yesterday of I got more celery soda.
Oh, really?
He's into the celery
that's
now.
good.
Yeah. So I'm out here changing lives. I'm evangelizing.
I just very recently, as of 3 months ago, anytime I went to a restaurant that didn't have Coke or Pepsi and was trying to do local stuff, I'm like, I'm never coming back here. And then just recently, I'm like, oh wait, they're supporting local business.
Oh, that's actually a good thing
I
to
should
do.
be going there. Skirted Heifer.
Yeah, they have Rocky Mountain Cola.
Yeah,
or
I'm like,
Boylan's or
I'm
something.
never coming back to this place because they don't have Coca-Cola. And I'm like, oh wait. I'm always about supporting local business. And as soon as there is
soda?
then I'm like, I can't support this.
No, that's what this is all about. This is about supporting the small soda distributors.
Jones,
one of the bigger, still independent. That's what Dr. Pepper. I was allowed to have Dr. Pepper on the show. Technically independent.
Oh, okay.
Only independent in that I'm literally making up the definitions of what it means. But it's not Coke or Pepsi. So I'm like, it's still the third biggest. It's like Dr. Pepper Snapple is the one. It's one of the biggest beverage distributors, producers in the globe. Mm-hmm. But I'm but they're not Coke or Pepsi. So, it's a real it's like saying TNA is independent. If you're well, it's not WWD, it's not AEW, so TNA Impact is not, even though it's
Who are you looking at?
Matt. I don't think he's gonna listen. The only way this podcast succeeds is that if everyone who is on the podcast then decides to also listen to the podcast forever. And I could tell you that's not the case. That's not the case at all. Especially, again, like I said, the last one, since we start talking about wrestling, I'm most of these people are tuning out. There's too many. I only like so many things.
Sure.
And I only like so many things that have broad appeal.
Right.
There's very few things that I like that have very
Yes.
broad appeal. I like few things, and I like few things that people don't know about.
Yeah.
And I like to talk really in depth about those few things that people don't know about, like the different kinds of Nuka Colas.
Right. Yeah, that's why I have a tough time talking with
anyone.
Because I'm do you like Fallout? Do you like video games?
You like Star Wars?
You like video games? Okay, yeah. Do you like KOTOR 2? You don't know what that? I don't know
You don't
what.
know the Sith triumvirate?
I don't know sports. I don't know
I think we've
TV shows.
Do you remember? I think it was Christmas. There was a while for Christmases we would go to Waffle House on Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we would go with our mom, and then recently her husband Todd. And I think it was at Waffle House at like a Christmas thing. And Todd, there was some guy with like a Alabama University shirt or hat or something like that. And one thing I've talked to people about, like, I wish I liked sports because it's just an instant conversation piece.
Right.
You immediately go up like, hey, Alabama University, boy, you guys blew it at the playoffs last year. And they go, oh, you guys and your Ohio State, you get out of here. It's just an immediate conversation piece. However, the double-edged sword of that, I remember Todd went up to some guy at like Waffle House and was like, Alabama University, you dumbasses don't know what defense is if you found it looking up your ass or something like that. And that guy was just like,
hello?
my son goes to college there. He's like, oh, you don't watch like football? He's like, no, my son just goes to college. And he's like, all right, well, Merry Christmas.
Thanks for rating me, guy.
Like, I can't imagine doing that to somebody. But that is like, I had my shirt off when I did that wrestling thing, and someone saw my Mandalorian tattoo, and they were like, oh, that's a Mandalorian tattoo. Like, that's so specific that only if you recognize that, it's like, okay, so we could definitely have it. It's not like, no, my son's a Mandalorian.
Right, exactly.
But, yeah, there's not a lot of, you want to talk about Knights of the Old Republic 2?
Anytime I try to talk to someone, it's always, I try to start with a compliment. So I go, that's a great beard. He goes, thanks. And I go, how long did it take? And I go, like, I don't know, 3 years. I go, okay, thanks.
Turn and walk away. Like you're doing research. You're a pollster. Thank you very much. Moving on. Yeah, I can't just go up to someone and be like, oh, that's a sick Toontown shirt. Toontown's what I'm thinking about, because Forrest loves 4 things in this world. Toontown.
Yep.
Star Wars Galaxies. The Old Republic Online. RuneScape.
That's it.
I'll go back to every once in a while. I'll still go back to Adventure Quest.
How is it? Can you still get into your account?
Oh, I can still get into my account. Every once in a while I dip my toes in, and it'll say like, because it'll tell you like time since last login, and yeah, it'll be like, I'm like, wow, it's gonna be like 4 years since the last time I logged in, and I go and it's like 3 months, and you're like, no way, I played this in October, no way, it's been 4.5 years, nope.
That's been one of those where, like, every time I see you playing it, I'm like, wow, what a weenie. And then, I know, exactly. And then I'm like, I'm still playing Toontown as a 31-year-old. I did complete a tune, though.
I was going to ask, is there a, like, you got
okay.
Because you like to start characters.
Yes. I love the leveling process.
Yeah, but once you get to a certain point, but you've finished a tune.
Yes. There's, like... You can play 200 hours to get the best golf score, to get an extra laugh point boost. Everyone.
The audience. You guys get it.
And I have not done that, but like all the missions you can get until it's just like, do this for 1,000 jelly beans. I did all those.
Brown dog.
Always a brown dog.
You don't ever make like a yellow duck?
I made a blue mouse. Called him Rickety Cricket, and I was a menace to the other kids on Toontown.
The only people playing Toontowns are other adults. I don't think, because you have to like, Toontown doesn't. You have to like go download a thing on like on an off server that some guy's maintaining in his house.
Right. But you used to have to pay membership in order to do speed text or speed talk, so you can type on the keyboard. Otherwise, you had to do quick talk.
You can only select like prompted answers.
But now that it's not owned by Disney, they enabled that. So now you can just message anybody you want and always
ASL. But
But they don't let you say So many words. They don't let you spell out numbers, so you can't give out your number to anybody. You can't use numbers, so you have to.
Oh, you can't use numbers, or you can't type out a number.
You can't type out, or both.
Right. So you have to put like T, enter, H,
right.
enter, I, enter to spell out 13.
Right. So if some guy's trying to grief you and get you to die, you have to go fork you.
Got him.
You have to work around the explicit language barrier and just berate these kids.
How do people grief you in Toontown?
What you can get in a party. You do like a raid with 3 other toons, and you can have one guy. He gets his jollies off by not helping with the fight.
Oh, okay.
It's called greening, I think. He's trying to green you because when you die, your character turns green and he's dead, and you have to go back to Toontown Central. It's a whole thing. But but some guys just get into parties to green people and make them all lose, so then they lose their whole progress.
Which is, it's so much like you have to go out of your way, find this one Toontown server, download it onto your like. It's not like a browse. Like you have to download it. You have to do. You have to like. Don't you have to? Or am I thinking of Star Wars Galaxies? Because Star Wars Galaxies is another dead game that people have revived on
Star
the
Wars
server.
Galaxies. It takes a lot of work
Okay.
in order to play that anymore.
I'm thinking of that. Like you have to do all of that just to get in and be a dick about it. So much work. Yeah, you love. Those two are both. It's so funny that Toontown and Star Wars Galaxies are both dead games that some guys were just like, I love this game so much, I will buy a full hard drive like server
and build it up from nothing.
From scratch. I will rebuild this game.
But those are my favorite games. Every game I like, except for the Old Republic, it's just an old game that someone else rebuilt. I don't like anything new.
Star Wars Galaxies, it used to be you had to make a character, level them up to a certain point. I think it was like level 100 or whatever, to see if you were Force sensitive.
Right.
So that you become a Jedi. And then they made it so we're like Jedi's just a class you can have. In the rebuilt Star Wars Galaxies, is it the first one or the second?
You can pick what they have now is that you can download different clients, so you can have a client of the first version and then have a client of the new version, and then people make their own where it's like triple or 10 times XP, so you can just like fight for like 2 hours, and then you have a level 90, and then you can do whatever you want. So there's just like that just focused on end game stuff. So they have like 12 different engines that you can download and play the different versions, but like each one has like 8 people playing it.
Right.
Because they're like, this one guy made it, and
So
he made one
rules.
forum post about it, and someone just happened to find it. So yeah, the whole server's just like 2 people. So yeah, you can pick any version.
I would love that. It'd be so good.
It's one of those where I'll download and play every once a year or something. But then everything is so expensive, so then I go onto one of those credit sites.
You pay
gold for credits.
120 real dollars.
It's like discount for $40. You actually get 1 billion credits. I'm like, hell yes, brother. And so I can buy one thing. That's how expensive these things are now.
And especially because you keep making new characters. So it's like, wow, I can buy a Boba Fett helmet for this guy. And my other guy has the armor, but this guy has the helmet, and a different guy has the jetpack. Yeah. But eventually I'll have all of the pieces, but they'll all be on different characters every time.
But yeah, I got a one account banned.
Did you for buying credits?
Gold? Yeah. One on Star Wars Galaxies, and I think I also got one banned on RuneScape. I haven't learned my lesson at all.
I told you CenturyLink almost turned off my internet.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to pirate the Sims 3 expansion packs. My internet shut off. And then it says, like, instead of saying, like, connect to Wi-Fi or whatever, it says, like, open your browser. I was like, that's weird. I opened my browser, and it was, like, CenturyLink sent a message like, "We know what you did,"
Oh
and
my
time-stamped and screenshotted. Like, here's exactly the Sims 3 expansion packs that you tried to pirate. We're going to turn off your internet if you ever try to do it again. Acknowledge you did this. So I haven't gotten an account banned yet, but I almost got my internet banned for being a naughty boy.
Oh my god. I'd be so scared. I would be so scared. I then heard you said that story, and then the next day I bought a VPN and then downloaded some musical equipment. So I'm like, I forgot that was a thing you could
VPNs?
do. Yeah.
I've pirated so much stuff. The only thing that I've ever gotten caught for was the Sims 3 expansion pack. Somehow they were like, this is the one.
EA.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't get why that one specifically is how they got me. I've never used a VPN before, but yeah, I guess that's my thing now. I'm a VPN guy. NordVPN sponsor this podcast. Oh my gosh, I've talked before about how I did I would on Star Wars Galaxies I would make a Twi'lek entertainer and like have sex with somebody so they would give me credit so I could buy a speeder. I had a RuneScape girlfriend.
Beautiful.
And RuneScape, there was a dance emote.
Yeah.
You know what?
I know the exact one where you
Left arm, right leg, 3 pumps. Right
Yep.
arm, left leg, 3 pumps. And then you would just stand in front of your RuneScape girlfriend and you would time it so you were doing it. And you're like, yes, this is what sex is we're both doing a dance emote in front of each other.
100K, please.
And then you do that. I would have bought so much RuneScape gold to give away.
I just figure I have no time to play. If I'm going to grind for 10 hours, I might as well look good doing it. So I have a little disposable income. I don't use it for anything else. I don't smoke. I don't drink. But gold on video games, I'll just throw it away.
There's a guy at church who Lydia was talking to once, and he only plays as women characters. And Lydia was like, why? He goes, well, if I'm going to be running around, I want to look at something nice while I'm doing it. I was like, Jesus.
I just started doing that. I made like 3 girl characters in a row, and Beth's like, what are you doing? I'm like, just making a new, because I played all the guy characters. I know all their voice actors,
Right.
all the guys, so I need
Like,
something new.
Just something to look at. I hate to see
And they
you
all look
leave,
exactly
but I
the
love
same.
watching you go. That sucks.
Yeah.
I hate hearing that from you. We got to get you out more.
Yeah. But
You play the VR headset at all?
it's been a while.
Was that a good $800 investment?
It was a gift, so it was great.
Oh, was it?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Beth got it for me.
Oh, okay, that's fair. I forget you guys don't have joint bank accounts, so it is a gift.
It is a gift, yes.
It is actually a gift. It's not just your money that someone used to buy you something. Gotcha.
But yeah, I played it real hard for like the 6 months I had it. For some reason, that and like a couple games, I'm like, it's only fun if you're with someone. Even
can
though
watch
it's just VR,
actually
so it's
not.
only for you. But I'm like, I have more fun watching people play VR than I do actually playing VR. Usually I don't have that at all. Usually I just want to play it for myself the whole time. But with VR and a couple other games, I'm like, I would just prefer to watch.
Last time I came over, I was like, I just want to play your VR headset so bad. I think I played it for like 2.5 hours straight, and then I got out. I was seasick for like the rest of the day.
It really messes you
It
up.
really wonked me out. I feel like that was always like, I feel like when we were kids, you would play games and I would just watch you. And now you're getting the taste.
Yeah.
Do you remember? Was there ever like? I'm sure there was. Actually, now I'm about to say it. As I'm saying it, I'm remembering it. There's only one game I can think of where I couldn't beat a level. I'm sure it happened many times. There's one game I can think of specifically where I couldn't beat a level and I needed your help. It was Sly Cooper.
Ooh, yeah.
There was
is it the swamp one?
I think it was the swamp one.
I love that one. That's my favorite boss battle.
I couldn't beat the swamp boss in Sly Cooper, and I specifically remember having to every time ask you to do it for me. Yeah. Is there any? Do you remember me asking you to beat anything for me other than Sly Cooper?
Just that. I don't remember any others. I do remember though. In elementary school, Stephen Lewis asked me to come over to his house to play and hang out. I came over and we went immediately straight to the PlayStation. He was like, "Can you beat this for me?" He asked me to come hang out so I can beat the level of Lemony Snicket on
That has to feel so
PlayStation,
good.
GameCube. I can't remember what Lemony Snicket was on, but wow, he asked me to do that, and then we just like didn't talk or hang out afterwards. He's like, "Okay, thanks."
He hired you for your services.
But man, it felt so good.
Great.
Yes.
Let me check. We're up. Let me just check. Oh, yep, it's still on. We're good.
Okay.
Do you remember the Toy Story video game where you were like Buzz Lightyear and you had to go get batteries?
Yes.
When me and Lydia lived at her parents' house during COVID, after we like moved out of our apartment, but before we bought our house, and Lydia's brother on their PlayStation, you could like stream games to the PlayStation, and they had the worst internet.
Sure.
So it was like not working at all. But anyways, he was playing I think it was, I'm wondering if it's for the original PlayStation, but it's a pretty old game. Anyways, that Toy Story game where you're Buzz Lightyear, you go get batteries. He was playing that, and there was a part he couldn't beat, and this was 4 years ago. And it was just bugging me watching him not do it. And after like a little while, I'm like, "Hey, do you need like he's an adult. I'm like, "Hey, do you need me to like get it for you?" And he's like, "No, I don't need you to beat it for me, Russell." I'm like, "Okay, all right, okay." And then after like 15 minutes, I was like,
"You want some help, buddy?"
"You need me help, yeah." And he was like, "Dude, if I can't do it, you're not gonna do it any easier than me."
Brother.
He's like,
they have no clue.
Because they were like, "Oh, it controls really weird. It like controls like a tank, where it's like you have to turn then move. It's like it's really like it's not easy. Like I know it looks like I'm doing a bad job, but like it's really hard to control." I'm like, "Okay." Brother, let me tell you.
Oh my god.
First try.
Yeah.
First try. And I did whatever thing, and I was like, "Do you want this back? Or do you want me to take it from here?"
You want daddy to take care of you.
I was being such a dick about it. It feels so good. That is, I, not in a braggadocious way, but in a really sad way. People don't know how good we are
I know.
at video games. People also don't realize how much we avoided time with friends and family. Man, we could rip it up.
Yeah.
Anyone, we challenge you. Two brothers. I'm constantly, speaking about being embarrassed, I constantly think about when you worked at Dutch Bros and we had that Halo. They did like the Halo Devils night. Like, "Hey, Forrest, we're doing a Halo night. Do you want to come?" And you're like, "Oh, me and my brother used to play Halo all the time. Russell, do you want to come?" I'm like, "Yeah, I love Halo. I haven't played in 10 years. Oh my gosh, let's go play Halo." I think about that night constantly because I'm a sore loser, but I'm also a sore winner where I just rub it in nonstop. And then it took me a while, but then like once it's like, "Oh, I remember how to play Halo now." I'm not. You were there. I think we won almost every single game. I think we won like 20 in a row playing doubles. And I was being such a little dick about it. I'm just screaming.
You could not stop that mouth of yours.
I have a bit of a potty mouth. And I dial it down for the podcast because I know like my mom and like some of my cousins listen. It's really bad. And especially when I'm playing video games, it's terrible. And I was saying some really homoerotic things to people I've never ever met before. And they invited Forrest. They don't know who I am. And then he was like, "Oh, my brother would like to play." and I was just the worst guy. And I don't know if they had Halo nights after that, but I think they did.
I asked, I'm like, hey, if there's another one, let me know. They're like, yeah, we'll definitely let you know. And then, I don't know, every 6 months, I'm like, so have you guys done another Halo night? They're like, nah, we haven't gotten around to it. So
They definitely are doing it. Minus back, I think about that all the time.
I do remember you were saying some things.
I was saying some pretty
And
aggressive
I'm like,
stuff.
okay, Russell. And then I said one thing, and like, wow, Forrest. You went, that wasn't very good. I'm like, well, okay, I'm trying. I'm trying to trash talk, and you just trash talked on your teammate.
Yeah, that I'm really embarrassed about that night. I think about that a lot.
I'm sure they don't remember.
No.
Well,
There's sometimes like when last time we played Mario Party
mm-hmm.
and
I love playing Mario Party with our family.
we got it. I got the new Mario Party. We gotta play it. But I picked one of the characters where you get like you either get a 0 or a 10 or whatever, and I landed on like a red space. So then in Mario Party you lose 3 coins, and then I kept using that dice because my go big or go home, and I kept getting the 0. So I kept losing and losing and losing and losing. And I was being a little bitch about it. I was complaining, oh, it's all a character. That's what they don't get. It's all an act. I'm the heel. And then Lydia started winning, and she had like 4 stars.
Yeah.
You and Beth had 2 stars, and I had 0. And Lydia was like, I can't believe, like, I've never won Mario Party before. And Russell's always such an asshole about it. I've never won this. Oh my gosh. Like, she was so excited to win. And then I think somehow I ended up stealing one of her stars.
Yep.
And then you or Beth ended up like also stealing one of her stars. And then I won a star right at the end. And so it was like 3 of us had 2 and you had 3. It's like, okay, Forrest is going to win. But at the end of Mario Party, they just hand out stars like they're nothing for arbitrary reasons. And it was like least amount of spaces traveled.
Yep.
Russell. So they just gave me a star. And then it was like, worst luck, hit the most amount of red spaces, just gave me a star. So I ended up winning. And I don't think I was just dead silent. It was like, okay, Russell won. Okay, well, I guess we could pack up. I think we could probably get going. We could probably go home. Like, there wasn't like I won. It was dead silent, and the entire drive home was just like, play a little music. Are you going to put Violet to bed? Yeah, I'll put Violet to bed. Okay. Okay, well, I love you. All right, I love you. Good night. It was just a dead silent night. Because I accidentally won Mario Party. Even God can't let me lose. Who's the Nintendo guy? Kobayashi?
Oh, yeah.
That's not it. That's the hot dog eating guy. Kojima?
Yeah,
no,
no. I don't know.
That's Silent Hill guy.
But man,
it
was palpable. It was so uncomfortable.
That was a tough night. That was a tough night at the Keller
I vaguely
household.
remember still saying something.
Just
You still made a couple of snide comments anyways.
No, I don't think that's true.
Okay.
I think I was respectful about the whole thing. Who's your favorite Mario character?
Oh, I would say Shy Guy. Shy Guy or
You do love Shy Guy.
Boo. Shy Guy or King Boo.
You like ghosts?
Yes. Spooky boys.
I was always, whenever I play Mario Kart, I would be King Boo or Metal Mario.
Yeah.
Recently got into Roy.
Who's Roy?
Roy is one of the turtles.
Just the guy?
He's got one of the like the Koopa Troopas, the named Koopa Troopas. But he's like a little turtle. He's got sunglasses.
Oh,
and, like,
I love Roy.
like a pink shaved head. Even though why does he have hair? Yeah, I've been into Roy lately. Roy's a rude dude with attitude. I like Roy.
Yeah, I remember I was always Luigi and you were Mario growing up. And then
because I had to be red everything.
It didn't matter what it was.
It doesn't matter if it was Mario, Red Power Ranger, Poe from the Teletubbies. If it was red, I had to be the red one. Really upset me about Beetleborgs.
Oh yeah, that was rough.
And three ninjas.
Uh,
I think both for Beetleborgs and for Three Ninjas, there's a blue one, a green one, and a yellow one.
Uh-huh.
And for Beetleborgs, I think it's the same thing. I think there's like a blue one, a green one, and a yellow one.
no, there is a red one.
There is a red Beetleborg?
I think it's a girl.
That's the problem.
Yes.
I'll be the red one unless it's a girl. I'll be Poe.
I think yeah.
I'm not gonna be a girl.
Or it was a pink. It was pink. I think so. But
Damn.
I loved Beetleborgs, but then watching it now, the
did
Robin Williams? What's that guy?
Yeah, the ghost is doing just the worst Robin Williams impression.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
me. You mean Borgs?
Yeah.
Gotta get out there. Who's to say? I say. Ha
It's just the worst, hackiest Robin Williams. And everything, it's like in British action shows or British drama shows, whenever something crazy happens, they just do it in fast forward. Like, even 2024, if there's like a superhero who's fast, instead of like doing CG or some kind of effect, they literally just fast
Speed
forward
it
the
up.
scene. That's all of Beetleborgs. It's just like fast forward a scene. It's all like there's no actual fighting. It's just like a guy doing that, but the camera's doing this.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
I wanted it to be better than it was.
They do the Scooby-Doo where like they're going from doorway to doorway with the
There's a lot of Scooby-Doo hijinks in
Yeah.
Beetleborgs. I forgot about that.
Oh great.
Your dog's barking.
Yes.
We should probably wrap up because I got one more episode to
Okay.
do, baby.
I wish you the best. She's going to be a handful.
She's gonna be. What did you say? She had to change out of her outfit she was in before because she was being a nasty little thing?
She was being so nasty. As soon as she gets in her Cad Bane outfit, she just gets an attitude.
Yeah, well,
She thinks she can beat me up. She beats me up a lot.
she puts her hands on you.
Today she had a nap for like 30 minutes, and then afterwards she was giving me a performance of a lifetime. She would just be walking in and out of the room here doing a different character. It was great.
I know what you're thinking. Russell, is this your daughter you're talking about? No, it's my brother's wife. Stay tuned for next week. We're going to have Beth on because that's all she wanted for Christmas was to be on the podcast. So she's got
I know she's listening in right now.
I know.
She's like, what the hell are you talking about?
She's on the couch being mad right now, and that's what I'm excited about. Okay. That's the Bubble Boy. Nuka Cola.
Quantum, $15.
$15. Cheers. Love you, brother.
Love you, brother.
I hit my teeth. Did you hear that? I hit my teeth with the bottle. Okay. All right.
That wasn't so bad.